Paul.
And I'm Matthias. Before we begin, we want to go over the background of Amazon. So Amazon was founded in 1994 and has since become one of the biggest companies in the world. In terms of market capitalization, it's in the top 5 in the world. As you can see, the most recent market cap has it over $440 billion. It employs over 340,000 employees and has annual revenues of over $135 billion every year. So going over Amazon's business model, it has 2 key business segments. The first one is its retailing and e-commerce division. That's the most popular one that people know about. And that's where it acts as an intermediary between producers and consumers. Second, Amazon's most profitable division, its web service division in terms of operating margin. And this produces or provides cloud computing services to its consumers. So because Amazon has 2 key business segments, it's also going to have 2 distinct sets of competitors. The first set of competitors are going to be Walmart, Target, and Best Buy that will compete with it in its e-commerce and retailing division. And companies like eBay, Apple, Google, Netflix will compete in its web services division. So what's not surprising is how large Amazon has become because it's a large tech giant. What is surprising is how it's kind of gone to this position. So Amazon, in contrast to a lot of its competitors like Facebook and Google, has a very cutthroat corporate culture, which has had a pretty large impact on how the company runs. So Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO, uses the corporate culture to try to innovate more within the company. And based on this innovation, he has different goals, or he's seeking to. And one of the new goals he has is implementing or broadly adopting robotics within the company. So one of our goals for this project is to really look at and analyze how Amazon's organizational behavior will change based on the increase in robotics. Additionally, we want to look at how the increase in automation will affect the decision-making process. And finally, we also want to see how this will affect the socialization of employees. So this leads us to, I guess, the main question that we have is, does Amazon's use of robotics perpetuate the cutthroat environment that Jeff Bezos has developed? And based on this, we have 3 key areas that we want to look at, the first of which is retention. We also want to look at employee sociability and employee satisfaction.
So this is CEO and founder Jeff Bezos. The company went public, or he went public with the company in 1997. Bezos has a net worth of about $57 billion. However, his cutthroat leadership style has been questioned. He has created a market type of culture, which is driven by competition and achieving concrete results. We just wanted to highlight 4 leadership principles, which are focused on the management position. So first, customer obsession. They focus more on customers than their employees. The customer is number 1. 2, managers are right a lot, so this kind of affects the onboarding process. When you're an entry-level employee, you're not going to be treated in the same position, and you're not going to be listened to as often, which affects the employee satisfaction rates. And then 3, managers insist on the highest standards, so you're always going to be placed against the best, and if you don't perform well, there are consequences. And then 4, have a backbone, disagree, and commit. The competitive environment is actually kind of, they want that competitive environment, so you're going to be disagreed with, and you're going to just have to deal with that criticism. So Amazon has leveraged the cutting-edge advances in technology to increase efficiency. The robotics have cut operating expenses by 20% and cut the time of operations by 20% also. But we wanted to look at, has this move to automation perpetuated the cutthroat environment of Amazon, therefore decreasing employee retention, sociability, and satisfaction? We have a quick video highlighting Kiva, which was introduced in 2012 in about 10 of the 15 warehouses.
Meet Amazon's newest holiday workers, the Kiva robots. At this fulfillment center in Tracy, California, more than 3,000 of them cruise the warehouse floor, helping employees fill millions of orders.
The little orange robot goes out and picks the right pot of inventory and brings it back just at the right time for the person to pick the item out to go in that customer's shipment.
Before the Kiva robots, the workers used to walk the warehouse aisles picking up the items. But now they stay on these platforms, and the robots bring the shelves and the items directly to them. The 320-pound robots can lift up to 750 pounds. They have motion sensors to detect objects in their way and can travel between 3 and 4 miles per hour. Amazon says the robot's small footprint allows it to squeeze in 50% more inventory into this warehouse, which is the size of 59 football fields. They've also improved efficiency by 20%, so it only takes 15 minutes to fill some orders instead of 90.
On Cyber Monday last year, Amazon customers ordered 426 items every second. Amazon expects that number to be bigger this Cyber Monday.
The process at an Amazon fulfillment center starts when products arrive by the truckload. The items are sent up to one of the 4 floors where Kiva robots operate.
In this new generation fulfillment center, we have associates who are taking products off the carts and putting them onto the shelves that are moved by our Kiva robots.
A worker finds a space to stock the item on one of the moving shelves. It doesn't matter if there are paper towels next to board games, just as long as the robots know where to find it among the 21 million items. Then the robots wait to retrieve the item when someone places an order. From there, items are hand-picked and whisked away on miles of conveyor belts to be sorted, packed, and shipped. There's even a robot that folds the shipping boxes. While some may worry about robots taking jobs away from humans, Amazon insists that is not their intention.
You're going to see there's 4,000 people working in this building, even with all the automation that's in place here. That's because our focus on automation is about helping people do their jobs, not replacing people.
So far, 10 of the 50 Amazon fulfillment centers in the United States have integrated the Kiva robots. In Tracy, California, I'm Kara Suboy, CNET.com for CBS News.
So through our research, we found that although these Kiva robots, as in the video stated, may not have influenced the amount of jobs, it creates something called job anxiety. So people are more afraid of losing their jobs when they're with the increase in automation. So that is something that we explored and results of automation.
So I'm going to talk about employee retention of Amazon. The employee retention rate is very low for Amazon. The average tenure for US employees is 4.2 years. But for Amazon, the average tenure is 1 year. This is due to the stack rating system or the forced ranking system Amazon has, and the culture of cutthroat competition. So for the forced ranking system, Amazon, the employees that are ranked in the lower segment of are usually put on a training program or are terminated. This shows that there's a culture of cutthroat competition, and the business model of Amazon is mainly focused on scaling, automation, and efficiency. And the employers lack empathy for employee problems. So now I'm going to talk about employee sociability. The common employee personas at Amazon, they usually identified as idealistic, go-getters, and advocates. They're curious and driven by strong morals, and are passionate about doing things right. So if you see the chart above, the sociable chart shows that Amazon's rating score is 16% lower than other technological companies. So in the technology industry, Amazon is not considered as sociable as other companies, but their modesty rating is higher than 13% more than the sector average. This shows that the employees are less sociable, and now I will talk about employee satisfaction.
So we'd like to talk about Amazon employee satisfaction. Employee satisfaction is the extent to which employees are happy or satisfied with their job or work environment. There are a few points that Amazon that we would like to talk about. In 2013, only after a year of introducing Kiva systems, Amazon employees ranked the second least loyal employees by the Forbes magazine. One of the employees gave the interview, and he said that nearly every person I work with, I saw cry at their desk. To address these problems, Amazon have created Amazon Connection system, for employees to fill out daily survey anonymously. Also, Jeff Bezos has created Career Choice. It's a job training program that targeted for employees to train new skills for high demanding jobs. There were cases in the warehouses where robots will malfunction and employees complain. Now we would like to talk about hygiene factors, and otherwise known as Heisenberg two-factor theory. Hygiene factors are the factors in the workplace that causes job satisfaction. We'd like to, a few points, co-worker relations, supervisor quality, and policies and rules. Addressing policies and rules, as Kyla mentioned earlier, leadership principles that are highly stressful for employees, that creates anxiety and job dissatisfaction. As I've been mentioned earlier, that sociability of employees in Amazon is really low, which also creates dissatisfaction and job disloyalty.
So we just had 5 concluding and broader implication statements. Job dissatisfaction increases with competitive environments and forced ranking systems. 2, there's less employee sociability when an organization utilizes automation and a market culture. And 3, high employee turnover in cutthroat environments, like Amazon. 4, Amazon employees have one of the highest employee turnover rates because of the strict organizational culture. And this differs from number 3 just because the turnover rates and the organizational culture is different because this is market culture instead of that competitive environment. And then number 5, move to automation increases job anxiety for employees, leading to job dissatisfaction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's the poll? Oh.